COVID-19, is it overrated? No. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, my friends. What I can tell you is, first of all, my question to you, when was the first time that you heard about it? When you really heard about COVID-19 and coronavirus, and when you really began to think, okay, this is a serious issue? I remember myself back in around, I think it was December time, I was seeing it on the news just in China getting bigger and bigger. And then January, I was like, all right, this is kind of escalating. But naturally, I was kind of on the fence because I know that the media likes to make headline news out of everything, right? They like clickbaity titles, so they want people to panic. Why? Because it sells, it's entertaining. So naturally, I was a little bit held back, but much like I'm sure yourselves, as things progressed and you started seeing, whether it's the WHO or even like sports leagues, it is not an easy thing for universities and campuses to close. Those are institutions. It's not an easy thing for the NBA or the NHL to suspend their seasons. Like that is huge, right? So when you see these different organizations going through such drastic steps for the sake of safety, I would like to think that everybody should be cautious, right? Everyone's being careful, practicing physical distancing, not social distancing, because I don't want you to mix it up, but physical distancing, right? Just physically being away from people, washing your hands, all that good stuff. I definitely don't think that you have to go beat up anybody over toilet paper. I definitely don't think it has to get to that, but I think we should definitely be cautious. By no means am I holding any parties or going out to any parties or going to any large gatherings. One thing that has been very fascinating to see during this time of this epidemic really is kind of just looking at the world's almost been put on pause. It's like you go out and you're almost like in a movie where everyone's fine, but not really. Everyone's at home, so something's weird, something's off, something's just not right. You go to the grocery stores, the aisles are empty. Right, you watch those talk show hosts, Jimmy Fallon's and Jimmy whoever's, and there's like no audience, right? Or they're completely at home. And at first the law was you have to have under 50 people, and it was kind of manageable. If I'm not mistaken, as of this recording, it is under 10. Now I don't know if that's just in the US or everywhere else, but under 10 is insane. Like that's nuts. It's really quite fascinating because, one idea that I've been thinking of a lot is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Batman movie. It was the second Batman with Joker, Heath Ledger, the late Heath Ledger. And basically one of the ideas that the antagonist, the Joker, was presenting in that movie was, people are all smiley-miley and angels up front. But the moment there's a panic, the moment there's a problem or stress, they will eat each other alive. Now, I understand this exaggeration for movie effects, but it's very interesting to see your smiley-miley neighbor Bob, friendly one day, and then 2 weeks into this whole corona thing, he's pushing you out of the way to get another roll of toilet paper. You're going, whoa, Bob, what's gotten into you, man? So it's very, very, very fascinating to see how people react when there's a little bit of tension, when there's a little bit of stress. Are you as courteous as you were before this whole thing? Are you still as kind and still as friendly as you are? So I think, if anything, my friends, COVID-19 has not only, taught us a lot about the systems around us, the structures, the environment, our governments and how we react to those things, but also a lot about us, also a lot about ourselves and how we deal with stress, how we deal with problems. Do we panic? Do we start losing our minds? Or do we do the opposite? Are we way too cool? Do we say it's a hoax? Do we say it's not real at all? In my opinion, I think there's a good balance between, not losing sleep over it, but you're still cautious, right? You don't call it a fake. You still try to do the appropriate, try to take the appropriate steps to make sure that you and your family, that no one's harmed, that no one gets sick. But yeah, man, this COVID-19 thing has been very, very, very strange. I myself, I've been doing all my homework online, and it is very interesting when you think about how the economy will be affected. Right? When you think about, okay, well, people aren't going to work, and people aren't making money. How are they paying for their mortgages and their insurances? Right? How do people go get loans? How will the bank give them a loan knowing that they don't have a job? You know what I mean? So it's all really interconnected. So my friends, all I can say is that during these times of COVID-19, just stay home, take care of yourself. Make sure, my friends, that you're doing something to clear your mind, whether that be you're working out, whether that be you're working on art or music or whatever you got to do, my friends. Just make sure that you're taking care of yourself in these difficult times, and please reach out to people, FaceTime, Skype, Snapchat, DMs, whatever you want. Just make sure that you have someone to talk to, because in times of kind of loneliness and isolation, thank God for social media, because if we had what we're having 30 years ago, it would have been very difficult without having any of this. So definitely, my friend, reach out to people when you can. and just keep yourself busy.